Hi there, Maureen from Color Me Positive PLR, and I just wanted to do a tutorial for you showing you how to make a few more different types of activity pages for your coloring books using the Christmas hamper assets. And I'm going to do that real quick. Please excuse my voice. I seem to be losing it. Anyway, let's go. So I opened a new file. Created a new file. I'm going to come up to design, come over here to slide size, go to custom slide size, and create an 8 by 10 portrait file size. Okay, now I want margins for this just to make sure that I stay within them. So I'm going to come up here, see how it hovers over and turns into 2 arrows, and just hold down your shift and your control key. And I'm going to bring it over to 3.5, and then I'm going to do it again, come back to the middle, hold down shift control, drag it over to the right to 3.5, then to the middle, so the horizontal lines, hold down shift control, I'm going to drag it up to 4.5 and do the same for the bottom, hold down shift control and drag it down to 4.5. Okay. There we go. So if I stay within those, I'm good. I won't be going over the borders, right? I mean, if you want bleed, you can go over, but for these puzzles, I don't want to do that. Okay, so that's set up. So what I want to do now is I'm going to come to Insert, Table. I'm going to do a 4 by 4 table. And I'm just going to bring it up here. And I'm going to come over here. Choose this, okay, and for this I want a lighter border. I don't want black. So you're gonna, when you have the table selected, just go to Table Design. I'm gonna choose this gray, and I'm gonna come over to Borders and do all borders, okay. And let's see. Then I want to change the size, so I'm gonna come over to Layout, and I'm gonna do 3.5 by 3.5. See how that goes. Okay, I want a little space in between there, so I'm going to do 3.3 and 3.3. So you're just coming up to height and width and making them the same because I want them to be a square. Okay, that's good. And I'm going to kind of center that. You can use your arrow keys to move this as well. So I want it about there. Now while it's still selected, I'm going to copy it. So I use Control C, copies it, and Control V to paste it. And I'm just going to grab this one and bring it over here. Okay, line them up, and that's good. So I want to make this coloring pages with 4 of these boxes. So I'm going to hold down my shift key, come over to this table and choose it, and again I'm going to hold down Control C to copy it and Control V to paste it. Then I'm just going to drag these down, and that's good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is insert one of the pictures, and I really like my little puppy. Okay, I'm going to hold down the shift key and just drag this in. It needs to be a bit smaller, has to fit within the table. Okay, and there we have it, right? So now what you want to do while this puppy is selected, send it to the back. Okay, so now what they can do is draw in these squares, and it helps you to actually learn how to draw because you have to stay. You'll just draw this little line in this square and then this in this square and so on and so on. And that's a really fun activity page because kids love to draw, and this helps them learn how to do that. So you would just do the same thing, grab a picture you want, hold down your shift key and drag it in to fit within the table. Okay, and then while it's still selected, send it to the back. So you can make tons of these type of activity pages. You can have a whole book of them if it's just, you know, teach your child how to draw, learn how to draw, that type of thing, or you can incorporate them into a lot of different activities with the puzzles and all sorts of things. Okay, I'll just show you one more. So I'm going to go to Insert, New Slide, and here we go. So when you do the actual margins, when you're within the same document, it will keep the margins that you put in there. So they're already set up. You don't have to do it twice. Okay, so I'm going to create another table. Let's do 8 by 8. So we'll create like a square. Then I'm going to come over here, Table Design, choose this, and I want the same pen color, so I'm going to come over to Borders, All Borders, and that'll create that. Then I'm going to come over to Layout, and let's make it 6.5 by 6.5, I guess. And that's cool. So it's between the borders. I'm just going to center it and move it into the middle. If yours doesn't do it automatically, you can actually kind of feel it click into place. You can go to Layout and go to Align Center and Align Middle if that's where you want it. You can put it at the bottom or top. It's up to you. And the height and the width are good. That's for the squares if you want the rows and the columns. So it's 0.81 for both of them. That's good. Now, for this type of activity page, you want to grab an image that's kind of mirrored on both sides. So mandalas are great for this because they're exactly the same on both sides, okay? So I'm going to go to Insert, Pictures, and I'm going to choose mandala. And make sure it's PNG. I mean, all these images have to be PNG so that you don't have to worry about the white behind them. Okay, so I'm just going to resize that down a bit. Then place it in the middle, centered and in the middle. Okay, and I'm going to make that a bit smaller. Okay, so for this one, you're gonna actually put it in, send it to the back. Okay. And then what you want to do is come over here and go to Insert, Shapes, choose the rectangle, and come up to the top in the middle of the table and just draw that in there. Okay, so let's cut this in half. So you want to go to Shape Fill, White, Shape Outline, No Outline. And you don't want to send this to the back because what's going to happen if you do, it's going to go behind the mandala so that there's nothing to do, right? So let's undo that. What you want to do is just send it backward once. So it goes behind the table and in front of the mandala. Okay? And this is another great coloring page so they can draw this on the other side. Right? And that's a lot of fun to do. I was actually doing this afternoon. So I hope this gives you a few more ideas on how to use the assets in the Christmas bundle. Make sure you go pick it up if you haven't already. All right. Any questions? Hit me up in the Facebook group or send me an email.